Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to my podcast, Lead and Bacon. My name is Jesus Barone. Today we're going to talk about, honestly, we need to talk about the Second Amendment. Yep, the right to bear arms and why. Like, again, kind of goes hand in hand with my previous episodes, but super important, and I'll tell you why. The current things that happened in Hamas or with Hamas militants and Israel. There is rumors and there is suspicious activity going on where people think that the weapons that we left in Afghanistan are being used by Hamas militants and that they were possibly used also to massacre all the people in Israel. And that's something to be concerned about.
Would you be surprised if some of the weapons that we decided to leave in Afghanistan ended up with Hamas and with these terror groups?
I wouldn't be surprised. I believe that they already were. Seeing some of the photos and videos, it looks like our equipment.
Looks like our equipment. Right now, Israeli forces preparing to attack Hamas by air, land, and sea as questions grow amid growing fear about U.S. weapons that were left behind in Afghanistan. Are they now being used by Hamas terrorists? Our next guest knows all about fighting terror firsthand. Marine vet Chad Robichaux served in Afghanistan. He joins us right now. Chad, good morning to you.
Good morning.
What do you make of that? They could be using our weapons to shoot at the Israelis.
Yeah, well, Tim's right, and not only is Tim right, there are several reports from the ground, from IDF, saying that Hamas has American weapons. Look, if they have U.S. weapons, they came from us leaving them behind. U.S. weapons don't just get in the hands of Hamas. Our military is very strict on procedures, even at the lowest level. If you lose a pair of night vision goggles or a single rifle, like in a position that I was in, you're looking at losing your career. But the truth is, it doesn't really matter if it's true or not. The fact that it's possible, because President Biden left tens of billions of dollars of U.S. equipment in the hands of the Taliban, makes America either look complicit or incompetent.
But also outlines the neglect that our government has, and that's why we should not trust our own government. Because this same government that left all these weapons in Afghanistan, that now all these other terrorists are getting hold of, this same government is trying to take away our weapons.
Celebrated the Thanksgiving holiday with his family on Nantucket, making headlines over the holiday for a new push on gun control. Our senior White House correspondent, Kelly O'Donnell, is traveling with the president this holiday weekend. Kelly, good morning.
Good morning, Peter. The president renewed his push for an assault weapons ban during a stop here in Nantucket at a local fire station to offer good wishes for the Thanksgiving holiday. And he talked with reporters who asked for his reaction to that deadly shooting at a Walmart in Chesapeake, Virginia. The president's response was visceral.
The idea we still allow semi-automatic weapons to be purchased is sick.
Can you do anything about gun laws during the lame duck, sir?
I'm going to try.
What will you try and do?
I'm going to try to get rid of assault weapons.
And if you don't pay attention, look at what happened to Israel. All these innocent people were just they were torn up in their own homes. They were murdered and massacred in their own homes because they don't have the right to bear arms. We have to understand that the weapons that we have as civilians are not the same as the military weapons. And even the military weapons, the M4 platform, which is an AR platform, is not the same as the ones that we as civilians have. So when they try and ban these military style weapons, it's a lie. They are not military style. They're not even the same thing. People have this misconception that every time you pull the trigger on these assault rifles that we have as civilians, that it's going to go like a machine gun. And it's not. It's not. It's no different than that right there, the handgun. Every time you pull the trigger, that's when a round's going to come out. That's it. Unlike military weapons, which are military weapons that you pull the trigger and 1,000 rounds are going to come out. Well, 30. You know, like a machine gun, That's different. We don't have that as civilians. But it's important for us as a nation to have the right to bear arms for that same reason. Because let's take, for example, the southern border is getting invaded. I'm going to call it what it is. It's an invasion of just thousands and thousands of military-aged people coming into our country. We don't know who these people are. We don't know what they're doing, right? We don't know what their intentions are. And they're just coming in. We need to be prepared because we don't know what could happen. There could be sleeper cells, there could be terrorists, there could be whatever the case may be, but we need to be ready. Our people will not be caught up in something like the people from Israel were caught up, where these terrorists can just come into your home and harm your family, harm yourself. The beauty about the Second Amendment is having the ability to have a firearm, or have, an AK, AR, or any other kind of weapon for that matter, and protect your family. If you don't think our government is trying to take away our weapons, if you don't think that our government is trying to disarm us, you're mistaken. And there's this line that our government is using, saying, if you think you could stop a tyrannical government with an AR-15, let me break it to you. You're not going to be able to do anything unless you have an F-15 Eagle, or unless you have a Apache helicopter. You think you're going to be able to take on the government with an AR-15? Yeah. Because guess what? We don't have to go too far in history. The Taliban, for 20-something years, the Taliban put up a fight. And let's call it what it is. They won. With nothing but AK-47s, a couple of old Soviet weapons. And they won, essentially. Because we didn't affect any change in that country, so they won. Right? The outcome of that country was that democracy is not there. So yes, they won. So yes, we can fight a tyrannical government with our AR-15s or AK-47s. We don't need an F-15 Eagle. So then why are they trying to take it away? Why? It's not for safety. Our weapons were not used for hunting. It's literally for what the Constitution says, for the Bill of Rights. What it says is for the right of the people to bear arms, so that we can protect ourselves against a tyrannical government or even ourselves. So if you've never fired an AR-15, an AK-47, a civilian spec, do so. Find out for yourself. Find out that, don't let people tell you what to believe. It's so frustrating. It really is frustrating. These are your rights. This is to make sure that you're protected so that your kids can be better protected. All it takes is for you to train, for you to take the time to familiarize yourself. First aid, weapons training, anything, physical fitness, martial arts. You are your own protector. You can do this yourself. Don't depend on government. You got this. My name is Jesus Barone. Again, thank you for listening to my podcasts. Lead and bacon. Take care, guys.